tensions flare over the migrant crisis in the EU. Residents of the French town of Calais have protested, as they claim, to protect their homes from refugees.
Calais and its population can be stormed by refugees, but they won't be punished. It's dangerous for our children. It's unacceptable that an evil-minded group allow themselves to damage Calais and insult France.
Residents in Calais gathered to draw attention to the impact that Europe's migrant crisis is having on their town. The move comes after, of course, Saturday's events, which saw a group of migrants storm a British-bound ferry. Tear gas and water cannon had to be used to disperse crowds. Dozens of people were arrested. Reaction now from Richard Burnett, who's the Chief Executive of Britain's Road Haulage Association. Richard, welcome to RT International. After the events that we saw on Saturday, what do you think now should be done to avoid any similar incidents like that in the future?
Well, we've been demanding that the French authorities actually deploy the military. I think for some time now, this problem has been raging since the crisis back in the summer. We have not seen an improvement in the situation. Literally on a daily basis, weekly basis, we are seeing drivers being attacked coming through the port of Calais. I think it's very clear now after Saturday that there just simply aren't enough gendarmes, CRS to contain and control the situation. And, we're calling for the French government to deploy the military in order to put law and order back into Calais.
Right. Is it just a French problem, though? Because people do pass the buck on this quite a lot. The French say that Britain needs to sort it out a bit because that's where these people want to go. Britain says it's happening on your soil. The French need to deal with it. But in the middle of it, of course, your members, truck drivers, they're the ones, if anyone stows away on their vehicles, they're the ones that then get arrested and fined. No,
absolutely. I think there is a recognition from the British government that they are supporting, they are helping in terms of raising the profile and liaising with the French government. I think this is a French issue. It is on French soil, and we have no direct jurisdiction over it. But we need to work with the authorities to ensure that the right measures are put in place. We're simply asking for the right resource to protect drivers that are coming through the port of Calais. There is a humanitarian issue here for the drivers that are being attacked on a daily basis. We understand the plight of the migrants. There are refugees, and we understand that those refugees need to have homes and be placed, in a secure home. But there's also economic migrants that are there that also need to be processed and taken back to the country under which they came. So there needs to be some balance within this argument, but simply we cannot have drivers being attacked on a daily basis. Yeah,
you've said how dangerous it is. You've already warned that a trucker could be killed in all this. What help is there for truckers then? I've mentioned there's the fines, there's the threat of all that if there's stowaways caught on their vehicles. Do they get any help in trying to tackle the problem?
Well, clearly what we're doing at the moment, we're trying to raise a profile. We are lobbying government. We are talking to the government in order to put focus and pressure back on the French government to put the right controls in place. If a driver is attacked, we're recommending do not engage, do not get out of your vehicle. But when you are having things like shopping trolleys, bricks, blocks thrown from motorway bridges, that's a major risk, and therefore we need to make sure that we've got the right resource and support in place to stop that from happening in the first place.
And in terms of the so-called jungle camp, maybe it's a bit too late there, but in Amsterdam right now, EU interior ministers, they're meeting to discuss whether or not they should suspend the Schengen open border zone for 2 years, maybe. Is that going to have any impact? Will that make any difference?
Well, I think if the borders are controlled better than they are at the moment, there may well be an easing in the situation. I think in the short term, we need protection. In the long term, there needs to be a solution, a European and global solution, in order to tackle the issues, first hand to stop the flow in the first place. But we certainly need to put measures in place to ensure that people aren't being able to just transit Europe.
OK, I appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us on RT International. Richard Burnett, Chief Executive of the UK's Road Haulage Association. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.